Okay, so we were discussing about the leadership, right? We have started the last module and we are discussing about leadership. What is leadership? What are its difference with the managing, and what are the different styles of leadership? We were discussing about that, right? So what is leadership? So leadership is the art or process of influencing people so that they will strive willingly and enthusiastically towards the achievement of group goals, right? So that's what leadership is. What does it mean? It means a leader. A leader is the one who inspires people to give their 100%, right? Who inspires people to give their to work willingly and enthusiastically. It's not that they are just working, but they are working with vigor, right? And what are they working for? They are working towards the achievement of group goals, right? So it's an art or process of influencing people so that they will strive willingly and enthusiastically towards the achievement of group goals. And what is the principle behind leadership? The principle is people tend to follow those who offer them a means of satisfying their personal goals, right? So every single person will be having their own goals, right? Everyone will be having their own agenda. So a leader is the one, or people tend to follow a leader or tend to follow a person who offer them a means of satisfying their personal goals, or a person who offers them a chance to meet their goals, okay, meet their agendas. So people will follow only such a person, okay. And what a manager should do, a manager should understand, okay, the manager should understand what motivates his subordinates, okay, what is the reason, okay, what is the reason behind the person working, okay? We'll say he should understand what makes you tick, right? So he should understand what is their motivation, what is their driving force, and after understanding this, whatever decision the manager makes, it should reflect this understanding. Okay, after he has understood what this person wants, and whenever the manager is making a decision related to that person, the decisions should reflect this understanding. Okay, and if that is the case, the manager becomes a leader, right? So leadership, basically, we are adding, okay, we are supplementing a manager, okay, managing rather, right? Yeah. So what is leadership? What is its principle? So leadership means we are influencing, okay, people so that they work willingly. They try their maximum willingly and enthusiastically so that our goals are met, right? So there is a possibility with fear also. But whenever what happens if we are dealing in fear, that you will not get your salary, or you will be terminated, or you will be demoted. That is the only case. What happens? People will do only their absolute minimum. That is, what is the minimum requirement for that particular job? They will do only that. They will not go beyond that. They'll have a feeling like, why should I do this for that person? No, I'm not going to do this. That kind of feeling will be there. So, a good manager, should never allow such a situation to become, right? He should always try that the people are working more enthusiastically and they're working willingly. And how can he do this? Can do by understanding what is the motivation of the workers, or what is the motivation of the subordinates. And whenever the manager makes a decision, he or she should reflect this understanding. Okay, that is what this person wants. If this person wants to develop, okay, or needs to go to marketing, you know. So whenever whenever the manager is making a decision, if something related to marketing comes up, he'll be assigning that person, right? In our case, if something is related, if a person will be interested in doing surveys, okay, a person will be interested in doing concreting work. So whenever project comes up, rather than giving the person who is interested in concreting surveying, manager should, what should they do? He should give the person who is interested in surveying survey related work. Okay, and then he'll be also interested in doing the work. Okay, and if the manager is doing that, he is a good leader. Okay, that's how leaders are made, right? Now, what is the difference between leading and managing? So leading, we know, it can be defined as the process of influencing people so that they will contribute to the organizational group goals, right? They are willingly, they are doing the same. And what is managing? Managing means we are creating and maintaining. Okay? It's not only creation but also maintenance of an environment in which the individual work together in groups, right? The individuals work together in groups so that the goals are accomplished, right? So leading is influencing people so that they work willingly and enthusiastically to achieve the group goals. And managing means we are creating and maintaining an environment in which people can work together so that the goals are met, right? So we can say leading is an aspect of managing, and basically it's not a substitute for management, but it's a supplement to the management, right? You can say it has a supplement to the management. So what are the other differences? First one, basically, what is it's the definitions, right? The second difference is basically leadership can exist for unorganized groups, but managing can exist only for organized structure, right? Like we said, in your friend circle itself, there will be someone who leads you. Okay, you may not know that, but there will be an unspoken rule or something like that. There will be someone who leads you. Okay, so there is no organization in your group, but there is a leader in you, right? So leadership can exist in unorganized groups also. But management or managing exists for organized structures only, right? Then managers are required to plan, organize, direct, and control. Okay, all the managerial functions. He's required to plan, he's to organize, he's to direct, to control. And what are leaders required? Leaders need to develop vision and strategy and get others to follow him. Okay? So the manager creates an environment. He creates the plan. He'll organize everything. He'll direct, and he'll see that it's all everything is under control. Right? There's a deviation. It should be brought back to in line. Right? So that will be done by manager. But what does the leader do? Leader will develop the vision. Okay. Okay. We need the plan is to prepare 1,000 pen. Okay. The plan is to prepare 1,000 pen. So leader will develop how can we prepare the 1,000 pen. Okay, what are the strategy to be adopted, okay, and you get the followers to follow him. So leader says, okay, we need to prepare 1,000 pens. This is our strategy, this is our vision. So will you follow me? So people will follow him. He said, you do this, you do that, so people will do accordingly, right? Then managers are essential for meeting the goals, while leaders are essential for moving the organization forward, right? So managers, what are they? He's the one who's controlling, directly and controlling. So he's the one who has made the plan. He's the one who has organized. He's the one who's directing, and who is the one who's controlling. So he's he's essential for meeting the goals, right? So if the goal is not met, he will see that what is the problem, and he's the one who has to correct it. So he's essential for meeting the goals. And what are leaders? Leaders are essential for moving the organization forward, right? The manager has said that 1,000 goals, 1,000 pens has to be created, has to be made. Okay, so leader is the one who is creating the vision and strategies, and he is the one who is getting people to do this. Okay, do the work. Okay, do the work more enthusiastically and willingly. See, that is the point. Okay, they are doing the work enthusiastically and willingly. Right? So he is the one who is pushing the organization forward. So manager meets goal, leader moves organization forward, right? So managers explains what we have to do, like what we have said, planning, organizing, everything, what we had to do, and leader explains where we are going. We need to go there. 1,000 men has to be created. Our minimum requirement is 1,000. We need to do more than that. Like leader will push the subordinates to tell us where we are going, right? So managing is task oriented and doing the things right. Okay? And leading is vision oriented and doing the right things. Okay, things right and right things. Okay, so managers control and direct, leaders motivate and inspire. So this is basically the difference between them, right? Now we saw the what are the different approaches, right? What are the different approaches to leadership? The first approach is trait approach to leadership. So trait basically means the quality, right? The quality, the ability, all these things, your characteristics, these are attributes. All these things can be said as traits. What are the your characteristics. So according to this approach, what happens is the researchers, they studied the characteristics of both successful and unsuccessful leaders. Okay, we know many successful leaders, we know many unsuccessful leaders also. Okay, what the researchers did, they studied about them. Okay, they studied and okay, what are the qualities in this particular person. Okay, okay, so they noted it down. Right? So like they had done it for multiple personalities. So once they made a list, okay, then based on that, researchers have identified specific traits, okay, to leadership. Okay. What are they? There are many are there. Okay, uh, accordingly, physical traits are there are 5 in number, like his height, his appearance, his energy, and all. Right? Physically, 5 traits. Then intelligence and ability related, there are 4 traits. Okay, based on his personality, there are 16 traits. Okay? Then aggressiveness, enthusiasm, and self-confidence, all this comes under personality. Then there are task related, that is achievement, his drive, his persistence, his initiative. Okay? Related to that, there are 6 like that. There are 6 traits in a leader. Then 9 social characteristics. So 9 social traits: cooperativeness, interpersonal skills, administrative ability, etc. Because leader should be able to communicate with the person, right? We say communication is as when we are saying the manager, developing of manager, and in the last module, communication, that is verbally, by speech, uh, by report, by during discussions, all these things comes in there. So his interpersonal skills, and we said that while communication, he should have empathy also, right? All these things has to be considered. His administrative ability. So like this, they have identified several traits. Okay, so they say the researcher said that these are the traits that makes a person a good leader. Okay, so they identified what are the traits in good leader. Okay, and from this trait, they have again they compressed it to a very few. Okay, they are the key leadership traits. And what are the key leadership traits? The first one is drive. Okay, what is the drive behind it? Okay, that includes his achievements, his motivation, his energy, his ambition, his initiative, and tenacity. Okay, tenacity means his intention to go forward. Even if something bad happens, he will not sit there. Again, he'll get up and he'll move forward. That's tenacity, right? So, drive is one of the key traits a leader should have. That means he should be motivated himself. Okay? He should have an idea. He should want to achieve something. Okay? He should have the ambition, right? He should have the energy, initiative, and he should have the tenacity to move forward. So that is drive. Right? The second one is leadership motivation. Okay, what is his motivation? Why do he want to be a leader? Okay, whether he wants the leader to be help people or to seek power. Okay? That has to be understood. So that what is his motivation? Leadership motivation. Why do he have to become the leader? Right? We said in the movie. Take the movie for example. Right? Then honesty and integrity. That's again important thing because I will trust a person who is honest. Okay? There is no chance in hell I'm going to trust a person who is dishonest, right? I find, see, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, right? So if I trust a dishonest person, I'll trust him for once only, right? If he's dishonest again, that means I am the one who's on fault because I have trusted him again. So a leader should have, he should have I should have a complete faith in my leader. Then only I can agree to what he's saying. Right? That's not the case. Then he's not a good leader, as far as I am concerned. Okay. For me, he's not a good leader. So leader should be honest and he should have integrity. Right? Then self confidence. Okay. If he takes a decision, he should be able to stand with it, and that includes emotional stability also. Okay. Uh, so what happens is sometimes we'll see he'll project himself as a good leader, but emotionally he may not be stable because whenever things are going right, he'll be happy. When something goes wrong, okay, there are problem exist a problem arises. He may sometimes he may not be able to deal with it. Okay, so he will break down. Say, I cannot deal with this. I cannot think. So that is emotional availability has also to be studied. Okay? Ability, okay? Availability, whatever. Then cognitive ability to think. Okay, we'll say think on the feet, right? Cognitive ability and understanding of the business. Okay, even when you are going for an interview, they'll be asking about you, the company. Okay, what do you know about our company? What do you think your role will be? You should know about what the company stands for. Okay, what is the business? What is the ideas? What are they planning to do? All these things has to be known, right? So these are the key traits. What are they? Drive, leadership motivation, honesty and integrity, self-confidence, cognitive ability, and understanding of the business. 4 or 5 or 6 abilities are there. Okay? And at least understand a couple of them, a couple of examples for drive, ambition, motivation, energy, like that. Understand that also, right? Yeah. Now, what is the next thing? So we researchers have given us the key traits which has to be present in a good leader. Now, based on that, what what I can do when I am looking for a leader, I can compare. Okay, okay, this person A is having the following traits. Okay, now according to researchers, these are the traits for the a good leader. His drive, cognitive ability, his leadership motivation, honesty, integrity. I know these things also, so I can compare with them. Okay, these traits are compared to the potential leaders to assess their likelihood of success or failure. So if I can see that he meets all the traits, so there is a potential for him to succeed. Okay, he is not meeting the traits, there is a less chance for success. Okay, so I can understand that. Okay, so this gives a constructive information about leadership. Okay, what and all has to be built. Okay, how I can become a good leader. Right. So I know if these are the traits people look for a good leader, so I can develop myself also. Right. So that is the second next thing. The managers can evaluate their position and assess how it can be made stronger. Right. So the manager, okay, one who's aspiring also know what are the people looking for. So I know what is the thing that people are looking for. So what can I do? Again, I myself can develop myself. I need not go somewhere. I can myself. I can develop. Right. I can have better confidence. I can improve my confidence level. Right. I can improve my understanding of the business. Okay? These things can be done by myself. Right. Then the trait. What are the problems with this? See, first thing is the trait approach gives no guidance as to how much of any trait a person should have. Okay? So it says he should have drive. Okay? It says he should have self-confidence. But how much is needed? It is not being mentioned, right? Because there's a fine line between confidence and overconfidence. So we don't know how much is required. Then there is no agreement among researchers about the relationship between the traits and leadership. Okay, so see, these are all according to some researchers. This may change tomorrow, but as of now, they are saying these are the traits required. But there's no general agreement. Okay, if this is the case, it will be successful. Okay, this is just an indicator. You can take this as an indicator. Why? Because not all the leaders possess all the traits, and many non-leaders may possess most or all of the traits. Okay, that's also a possibility. That's a reality. So we had to take that into account also. Okay, so researchers have said that if these traits are present, the person is more likely to become a good leader. Okay, but they cannot say how much of these traits are required or what is their relationship, right? So it's not been said. So you can just take an idea from this, right? So as you have seen, most of these traits are just behavior. Okay, I'm an honest person means I will behave accordingly. It's my behavior, it's my nature. I'm a confident man means I will be behaving accordingly. So that's not my behavior itself. See, most of these traits are basically pattern of behavior. That is the first approach to leadership. Okay, trait approach. The second approach is contingency or situational approach. I hope everyone's clear about trait approach, right? Contingency approach or situational approach to leadership means this approach is important to managers because they must consider the situation when they design an environment for performance, right? This is really important. So whenever you are deciding something, whenever you are, see, we said managers are the one who has to maintain an environment in which people can uh, work together for the accomplishment of organization goals, right? So manager is the one who is responsible for designing, creating, and maintaining the environment. So whenever he is creating or whenever he is designing the environment, he should take into consideration the situation also, right? What is the current situation? What is going around him, right? And so suppose what happens is sometimes if you are opening a plant in a very isolated area, okay, like 30-40 kilometers from the nearest town, okay, and there are no transportation facilities also, okay, then you cannot expect workers to come there. If you are not providing the transportation facility, you cannot expect all the workers to be on time, okay. Everyone may not have their own vehicle, right? So he has to manager whenever has to designing the environment, designing the management, designing the okay, sorry, whenever the manager is designing the environment, he should take care the consider the situation also. That is, so like we said, if it's 40 kilometers from the nearest town and there are no bus service or something like that, then if the company is not providing transportation or accommodation, then we cannot expect everyone to be on time, right? So for successful working of the company, what he has to do, he has to arrange transportation also, right? So considering the situation, he has to do this. Okay, if it is a on like on NH, on a national highway, there are bus stops and many are there. Okay, buses are constantly flying on the road, and there is no need for that. Okay, so he has to consider the situation also. So this approach is important to managers because they must consider the situation when they design an environment for performance. Okay. Mr. Fred E. Fiedler. Fiedler and his associates came up with the contingency approach to leadership. Okay. He is the one who came up with the contingency approach, Mr. Fiedler. Okay. And what is the theory? Theory is people become leaders not only because of their personality attributes, but also because of the situation factors and the interaction between leaders and group members. Right? So, according to trait approach, leaders are born, right? They are having this thing. They are having the traits. They have the personal traits. Okay, it may be created. Okay, but according to Fiedler or according to the contingency theory or the situation theory, what is this? Says that people become leaders not only because of their personality attributes. Okay, personality attributes do play a role, but it's not only that. Okay, not only because of the personality attributes. Attributes mean traits. Okay, not only because of the personality attributes, but also because of various situational factors. Okay, and the interaction between the leaders and group members. Okay, this we have seen numerous times in movies, right? The hero will be an ordinary person. Okay, because of certain situation, he might have to react. Okay, because he's having the personality, he's an honest person, right? He's an honest person. He's a having a person who's having integrity. He's having self-confidence and all. But because of the certain situation of the villains doing something, he has to react, and suddenly all of a sudden he'll become a leader, right? You see in the movie, almost on every single movie it will be the same, right? So the theory is people become leaders not only because of the personality attributes. The hero has the personality. Okay, he has the attributes in him. He's an honest person. He's an integrity. He's having integrity. He'll be having ambition. Everything will be there. Okay, so that's a factor. But what is the other thing? The situation factors are also there. Okay, and the interaction between the leaders and group members. Sometimes the villain will be harming someone of his in his street or near to his home. Okay, that way, the hero might be reacting to that situation, and that will catapult him to become a leader, right? So that is what this principle is. So people become leaders not only because of their personality attributes, but also because of various situation factors and the interaction between leaders and groups, right? So this is contingency theory. Yeah. Now, what are dimensions? Critical dimensions of leadership. So Peter describes 3 critical dimensions of leadership. Okay, that helps determine what type of leadership will be the most effective. Okay. There are 3 dimensions of leadership, and according to Fiedler. Okay, the first one is position power. Okay. Position power is power of the position, basically. Okay, power of the position. Position power. This is the degree to which the power of the position enables leader to get group members to follow his decisions. Okay. First dimension of leadership is position power, and position power stands for basically it's the power of the position. Okay, how much the power position has the power which enables a leader to get the group members to follow his decisions. Okay, the people are following his decision because of his power. Right? Maybe he's a minister. Okay, minister because of the position. Okay, we are trusting him and we are following his leadership. Okay, so this is the power arising from the organization authority, right? Because we have a system, because of that organization, it is the reason why this power is arising, right? So according to Friedler, a leader with clear and considerable position power can obtain good followership more easily than the one without a power. Okay, so it's again a fact that we follow someone who is having power. Okay, he is in that position, so because that position gives him some power, and we'll follow this person. So people will follow that person. And why do we follow that person? Because he's sitting in that position. That position is granting him some power, and that powers are the one which reflect on us, right? Clear? So the first dimension is leadership. Power. First dimension of leadership is position, power. Okay. The second dimension is task structure. Okay. The task structure. Okay. This dimension deals with the extent to which tasks can be clearly explained and people be held responsible for them. Right? This dimension deals with extent to which tasks can be clearly explained and people held responsible. If tasks are clear, the quality of performance can be easily controlled and group members can be held more responsible for performance. Okay. So if I am telling you, you need to prepare bricks or a pen. A pen. I'm telling you, you guys have to prepare pens. Yeah. I've just told you to prepare pens. So all of you will start preparing pen. Okay, in our company, all 36 of you will start preparing pen, right? But what will be happening? All 36 of you may be producing different amounts. Okay, you see, the one person who prepared 5 pens and stuff, so almost all of you will stop. Otherwise, someone will do, they will prepare 2 more. The number will vary. But if I say all of you has to prepare 10 pens in 1 hour, okay, and clearly I'm telling you, I'm giving you a task. You have to prepare 10 pens in 1 hour. Okay, so what will happen? All of you has to prepare 10 pens in 1 hour, right? So because I have explained the task clearly, I can hold you responsible for preparing 10 pens in 1 hour. If that's not the case, I can see what is the problem, right? So if tasks are clear, the quality of performance can be easily controlled. So all of you has to prepare 10 pens. Then those who cannot meet 10 pens, I can identify. Okay? So they are the weaklings. Right? Okay, so I can take corrective steps. Yeah, maybe I can give them more training, or maybe I can remove them. Okay? So quality of the performance can be easily controlled, and group members can be held more responsible. Okay, so you had all of you are sitting together, all of you are having the same environment, all of you are using the same equipment, and some of you are preparing 10 pens, some of you cannot prepare 10 pens. Means what? Something is wrong with you, right? So I can easily control and monitor. So the second dimension, task structure, right? The third dimension is leader-member relations. So what is the relationship between leader and the member? The Fiedler considers this dimension as the most important from a leader's point of view. Okay, according to Fiedler, this power, position power, and task structure. More important than that, it is, according to Fiedler, it is the leader-member relationship. The position power and task structure may be under the control of organization. That's important. Okay, see why because of position power, people are following him. Okay, and why is that? Because the organization has given him some power. Okay, he's sitting in a position, right? He's sitting in the position of a minister. Okay, according to Constitution, has given him the power, right? And people are respecting that power, right? So that is under the control of organization. Okay, according to Constitution, it can be changed if it is required, right? The minister's power, the chief minister can do necessary corrections. Again, under the control of organization, and task structure is again under the control of organization. Right? So he is the minister for certain thing. Maybe he is the minister for construction. So if the chief minister and other minister feel that he's not doing your work, then he can change the task. Okay, so these things comes under the control of organization. Okay, but this dimension, that is leader-member relationship, deals with the extent to which group members like and trust the leader. Okay, that is upon you. Okay, it's not. It has got nothing to do with power. Okay, if people trust or like me, it's all because of me, right? My power, my task structure has got nothing to do with it. It may be having an effect initially, okay? But people will respect someone only because of him. We say respect is to be earned, right? So this dimension leads to the extent to which group members like and trust a leader and are willing to follow that leaders, right? So for this, the leader, the Friedler set two types of leadership styles. Okay? So we study. So what are the dimensions we have according to what are the contingencies of the situational approach? We briefly discuss again. So according to Friedler, what is important is the leaders are people becomes leaders because not only of their personality traits but also because of their situation factors. Okay? Situation factors and the interaction between leaders and groups. Okay? People become leaders like that also, right? Because we know manager is the one who has to maintain the situation. Okay, maintain a environment in which the objectives are being met, right? And what has to be taken care when such an environment is designed, the situation has to be also taken into consideration. Like what we said, transportation facility. If we are having an office, we are having a plant like 40 kilometers from the nearest town, and without any transportation facilities are not there, so it is our responsibility, it's the manager's responsibility to arrange for transportation facilities. Otherwise, he will not be able to meet the demand. People may not come there for work willingly. Recruiting becomes difficult. Then also the productivity also will differ, right? People will be coming and going in by their means. They say, "Oh, we don't have time. We cannot reach on time." They will be doing that. So situation has to be taken into consideration. The managers doing the things. And according to Fiedler, this contingency approach means a manager or the leader, people becomes leader. Leader is made not only because of his personality, his personal attributes, but not only because of his traits, but also the situation factors, and how they interact with the people, right? And there, according to him, there are three dimensions of a leader. Okay, the first one is position power. The position power is the degree to which the power of a person enables a leader to get group members to follow his decisions. Okay, so people are following him because not because of his what not because of him as such, but also because of his power. Right? So he's sitting in a position that commands power. That will take that will be taken into consideration. So it's arising. This power is arising because of the authority, organization authority. So tomorrow he will be changed. He's not working up to the mark. He can be changed to a new person will come and sit in that position, right? Like we say the ministers. Right? And tomorrow a new minister might come, right? So according to Fiedler, a leader with clear and considerable position power can obtain good fellowship more easy than one without such power, right? We know people will follow who are having power. That's understood. Okay. The second is task structure. Task structure means how well the tasks are explained. Okay. So if the leader is clearly explaining the task to the people, then the people can be held responsible, right? So I have asked you to prepare 10 pens in 1 hour. Then if you are not preparing 10 pens in 1 hour, I can hold you responsible that you are not working up to the mark. So there is some fault in the performance. So I can easily control the performance and I can easily hold more people responsible. Because what happened tomorrow? I'll give you 10 pens in 1 hour. So after that, I'll try to prepare 12 pens. Like that, I can increase your productivity also. So you also becomes a good worker. So my productivity also will increase, right? Then third one is leader member relationship. Okay, so because a power position and uh, the position power and the task structure, these are given by the organization. Okay? It can be given by the organization, but the relationship, okay, whether the people trust or believe me, right? Trust or like a leader will depend upon the uh, leader, right? How much is the extent? How much is extent the people will like or follow the leader? That is dependent upon this leadership member relationship, right? Leader member relationship. So these are the three dimensions. Okay? So I think we'll stop here today. The leadership styles and will come. We'll deal with the next class, right? So if you have got any doubt,